That hexen basically is, yeah, it's different. Let's leave it at that. So let me get this here. All right. So I'm just going to get my cup of tea poured, and then hopefully we can resume, and hopefully my computer doesn't crash right away again. Be right back. Okay, guys, so how much did you get from what you've found before my computer crashed? It just froze.
I did a culture roll. I don't know if you asked.
We did the culture roll.
On that one.
And we did the infiltration roll as well.
So we have a culture roll and the infiltration roll. So you are quite sneaky as you move through the corridor. But before you do, as Khalil looks at this chap who's lying on the floor, you think, I've recognized this sort of slight chubbiness, etc. before. This is eunuch. Somebody who was castrated when he was young.
So could that be a servant of the person here?
Could very well be a servant, could very well be a slave of some sort. Yeah, that's typically what happens. It's not the free men who get castrated. Unless, yeah, some places like that around there are some very strange traditions. But you wouldn't normally expect that here. So he may have been a servant or a slave of some sort.
Interesting.
So you're moving up the corridor.
They probably killed everyone here.
There's a little kitchen off to the side. Little tea kitchen. It looks like somebody was currently making some tea. And like there's a nice teapot out there. There's loose leaf tea out, and it looks like somebody was preparing something on a tray.
They killed that poor chap.
She made things cold.
That is not on.
It's not on, is it? No, absolutely not.
That is outrageous, that is.
Completely agree. You shouldn't kill somebody making tea.
She made things cold though, is it, Frank? Is everything cold?
Yes, very much so. There's no warmth at all.
Yeah, I'll say to others, we need to be careful here because someone may have left some booby trap in case someone returned it.
Mm-hmm.
So just be wary at all times.
All right. You move a bit further, and you actually see that there's a store cupboard at the end of the kitchen as well. Not just a store cupboard, but as you look through, there seems to be like a warehouse storage area, relatively small, but there's bundles upon bundles and boxes upon boxes of tea. Of all sorts of different Kuan, but also some off-world tea. You just think either these people have been trading in tea, or they really love their tea.
Or the tea really puts off the
tea isn't hiding something, is it? Yeah, it's not hiding something, is it?
Well, can we search that? Because what we can do is we can search the first couple of boxes, make sure that they're empty, and then we don't have to go through the other boxes because we can just check like the weight, and if one feels heavier than the others, then we would presumably be able to guess that there is possibly something in there other than just tea.
Very, very clever. Certainly the first 10 boxes or so you look at, they seem to be just tea.
There is no such thing as just tea.
At the back of the storage room, you also see that there's an office space, which might be more interesting than the tea boxes, which were there for flavor. Haha, get it? Guess not.
Okay, go through to the office then.
You go through the
Cautiously.
office. Okay. As you enter the office again, you see, unfortunately, another body. There seems to be a woman, face down, with her arms folded underneath her, but she's not moving.
Now, I've heard of crossed arms being a defensive gesture, but that's really only for body language. It doesn't really work against weapons. So,
Not really, no.
no.
I haven't done a field test,
Unless
but I
she was
believe you're right.
killed and she wasn't aware. Yeah, if she wasn't aware of it, she was doing something.
Yeah, she seems to have a hole in the back of her head, which looks like, from your expertise, because you use the same sort of weapon, like it might have been an accelerator pistol.
Unfortunately, the ammunition for that is quite common.
Yeah.
Yeah, common weapon. Okay. Is there any evidence of any ransacking going on? Or is it just seem to be an exercise just to kill anyone here?
It's nothing obvious, so you don't see lots of things that are being pulled out or like drawers being pulled out or something. So you're reckoning this might more be about clearing out people than things.
Any sign of any computers or anything?
Where do you look?
The office.
The
There's
office.
apparently desks.
Do you roll over the body?
Do I roll over the body?
Do you touch her? Corpse.
No, I don't. Just
Not without
let's check
first
around
somebody
before we
checking
touch it.
tripwires.
So you look around.
Yeah,
And
I'm expecting something in it.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised this place isn't either gone exploding or isn't ablaze by now. To be honest, if they're judging from what they did at the warehouse, but
there is
Yeah,
an
well, it could be.
old-
They could be waiting for someone to return, so they may have left an explosive of some sort here.
Possibly.
Yeah.
There is an old computer there. It looks quite decrepit, and it looks like it has been seen to. Let's put it that way. It's got some scorch marks on it. You reckon that somebody probably put some sort of high energy thing through it. High energy pulse. Which is a quick way of destroying all records without having to take the hard disk out or whatever they use in those days.
what cracks me up in all these
Well, we
movies,
could take it with us anyway.
nobody considers backups.
Cloud backups. Well, if you're in the sort of that business could be tricky. You don't want to have cloud backups.
But nothing stops you having a
Let's carry on.
local backup, like in, for example, the old accountancy dodge with 2 sets of books.
Yeah.
USB drive, it's something like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, are there any books?
Data tags.
Yeah, indeed. I think let's explore the area to make sure there's no one here before we then have a good thorough search. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's not a
Keep an
huge
eye out.
area.
Are there any other rooms? Are there any
No,
other
not
rooms we
really.
haven't explored?
This is an office space,
Okay.
basically. You've got a warehouse part, you've got the kitchen, you've got a little seating area in front of the office, and you've got the office itself, where you are now. So basically, it's very, very quick to search the whole place, and you realize that there's nothing else, nobody else here. There's nobody hiding here, or anything like that.
Okay, let's check all the paperwork first before we touch the body, in case she's laying on top something which we don't want to go off. We'll come back to her at the end.
Right.
Sounds good, but let's not spend too long around here. It's only a while before someone decides to get curious like we did.
Like you did indeed, because there's a door now that has been opened and probably closed behind you, right? You closed it, I assume.
Oh, is there a back entrance? Is there?
There would always have to be for a warehouse, wouldn't there?
There is another entrance. Yeah, exactly. There's a
A
side door,
loading bay or something.
which is locked
Be prepared
as far
to
as you
lead
can
that way.
tell. But yeah, it's a metal gate, basically, a bigger gate. So what can I see? You do find some paperwork, and the paperwork you're finding, I'm just going to have to ad-lib this a little bit. seems to indicate that there were various shipments received and shipped onwards. And it says that they came in from Golem. There's probably about 5 shipments you reckon that you see some records of, but they're all quite cryptic, just like the one you've seen.
And where they moved on to?
Where were they moved on to?
Nation?
How much do I want to share yet? It does say something that they were shipped onto a manor house or a big house in the town that belongs to, or the contact name anyway. I'm going to just put in the chat for you. Is Jar Jar, not Bings, but Jar Jar Duga.
Do any of these documents contain a reference to custom ID 23654?
They all do.
Fantastic.
Ooh, good spot, Khalil.
And do any of them reference this S as well? And the Q for that matter.
The Q is mentioned somewhere. The S, no, I don't think the S would be mentioned on these.
The S is where they came from, because we know who that is. And Q is the one we don't know.
The letter Q does pop up. So that's what happens there. No, I noticed I had to restart the Foundry thing because otherwise I couldn't get into it. I noticed not everybody is back on. So if you are not logged on back into it, please do so I can show you any handouts or whatever might come up.
Yeah, to be joined.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, I only just noticed because I was in Discord. But
Yeah, which is fine. We're not using this display a lot. Did you like the pictures, by the way, that I put up for you? Yeah, there's the monolith at the top right. Yeah, you can see the sort of the spires of the city and then the monolith in the top right corner. The bottom one is basically Sukhabra, or the sort of docks, what that looks like. And on the left, you see a little map of the whole monolith to show you just how tall that thing actually is.
Yeah, it's tall. Very tall.
It doesn't have a scale on it, but if you can see the towers, yeah, the spires at the bottom of it, it's huge. And you can read up a bit. Yeah, if you're between scenes currently, you can read up a bit on it. So, shortcut back to our cafe house. How is Saya getting on with Tahir?
Oh, we seem to be on fairly friendly terms.
Fairly friendly. Okay. Do you share why you haven't been speaking to your family for such a long time? Or is that something you're not ready to share yet?
I think Tahir already knows about it.
I know some details you've hinted about, but if you want to tell me completely...
Will you tell him?
He's a bit more uninhibited than usual, so yeah. I
Gonna
thought
hear
I'd
it?
told you all this. Yeah, after we had to run away from those Astaban in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
You still there, Mark?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
So, if I remember correctly, it's because they want to get their revenge on you, don't they?
Well, it's not exactly revenge. It's more like I accessed some things I wasn't supposed to. Yeah, I wasn't always as good at covering my tracks while data ginning as I am now.
Right. so they want to. Yeah, it'd be dangerous for them to find you.
Well, yes. Oh, plus I probably pissed off the syndicate.
That's probably not a good idea.
And at least one of the wealthy families.
Well, before I met you, I'd never heard of you, so it obviously wasn't my family.
No, it wasn't you they wanted me to marry.
Look, you're my friend and everything, but yeah. So,
I was just checking out potential suitors on the web between the stars, and well, it went badly.
Certainly did. Okay, so you're carrying on with your conversation. Lovely. So, let's get back to our B&E team.
The A team, actually.
Okay, the A, B, and E.
Yeah.
The A and E team, yeah. So you have basically, you think, frisk all the paperwork that there was to frisk, but there is still that body lying face down on the floor, and of course the one out in the corridor.
Okay. Do you guys want to back off and I'll check this body in case there is something there? Because if it goes off, then at least there's only one of us that's going to get hit.
Have we checked for hidden panels and the like? Because, I mean, if this is a dodgy company, they may want to store things which, you know,
Good point.
may not be visible to the general public or desirable to be visible to the general public.
You're searching for hidden...
Very good idea.
Hidden what? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Compartments, panels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see if there's any, you know, hidden records, you know, any lock boxes or stashes of cash that...
Or even a hidden cellar.
Mm-hmm.
Hidden
Yeah.
cellar
Looking-
under a carpet or something.
Where are you looking? Are you looking in the office, or are you looking more in the storage area?
I would...
Let's start in the office as we're in here now.
I think we want to check both places, wouldn't we? I mean, if there are going to be any, you know, things like hidden places for, you know, hidden files, that kind of thing, they're likely to be in the office. But if we're going to have like a hidden cellar, and that's going to be used for storing any dodgy goods, that would probably be in the warehouse area.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you look around for a little while.
Yeah.
Is somebody turning over that body before or while that's going on that search?
No, we're going to leave that to last.
All right, so you're looking around a little bit, and okay, how do I best do this? As you look through the office, you do come across something which is essentially a hatch in a wall.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and you just sort of pull that to the side, and you see that there's a safe behind it. A good old-fashioned mechanical safe without any electronic locks.
Mechanical. Oh, what skill we're going to need for that?
We could
So
either
there'll
say
be a number
infiltration,
combination,
probably infiltration. How to crack a safe.
Is that more me then, isn't it? Right. Is there anything I could leverage to improve? So if we all listen in for the sounds of the ticking noise in case you hear the movement of the...
If you had a couple
actual
of
lock
sticks of
itself?
high explosives, that might help. Other than
No,
that,
it doesn't.
I don't think you can really leverage it. You don't have the right sort of tools or actually experience for that. It's a safe with a combination
Can I-
and a key.
Ooh.
Or
I
a
want to
combination and a
use
key.
one of...
Combination and a key. You reckon you need to set the combination right to move some tumblers, and then the key will basically allow you to unlock it.
How big is the safe?
We haven't got the key at the moment.
How big is it? It's probably about 40 by 50, something like that. Centimeters, that is, not feet.
Oh yeah, I mean if it was feet, then it would be the size of the building.
If it would be inches, it would also be quite big, different as well, wouldn't it?
If, for example, we threw a
Yeah.
tablecloth over it, Is it something that we could feasibly carry out without arousing too much
Well, it is built
suspicion?
into the wall.
Oh, built into the wall. Sorry,
you
I
reckon?
missed
Sorry,
that
the
bit.
depth. That's why I said probably. You're not quite sure.
Okay.
It is built into the wall. You would have to hack it out.
Damn.
Okay, let's hope that she's got her keys on her, but we need to try the combination first, don't we? So can I pray to the icons in preparation?
You can.
Preparatory
Yes.
pray to the icons.
Yeah, I'll let you pray.
And you throw in a talisman for good fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then try the combination.
All right. Let's see how many successes you get. I'll tell you right away. You need more than one.
Okay. So the talisman will give me a bonus +1, and the pray to the icons will give me a +1 as well.
Yes, it does, but really only if once you push.
Reroll. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Once I push it. Okay. So I just get +1 to start, and then if I push, I get an extra +1.
That's right. Maybe you don't need to push. That's why I'm saying that.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so it's simple.
Because pushing gets me darkness points. Okay, 2 successes. You go and push that. Go and push that.
Okay.
You get +1.
Okay, so if I pray, it doesn't give me a +1 if I click pray.
You can roll 1 extra die manually at the end. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
There's still 2 and roll 1 extra.
Where's my dice? Where's my dice pad? Oh, yeah, that one. 1d6.
1d6. What would it show? Okay. You think you've got the code. You think that is right, but you still, there's still this key. It doesn't have a lever that you just go across, but the key basically fulfills the same function. So you would have to now crack the lock, essentially. Find a way of throwing the bolt across.
So we need the key.
Or you would have to do
we need something else.
Another infiltration potentially for the key. But you think you've got the lock. See, if you had 3 successes, I would just have said you've got it. But I'm playing hard to get today.
Let's see if we can find the key, and if we have to try again, I have faith in myself. So it's probably going to be on the body, isn't it? So do you want to back off and I check the body and I slowly turn the body and hope nothing goes bang?
You check the body. I'm going to see if I can open up the computer because I know you said it was fried.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that it's still kind of similarly built to a PC, so you could possibly have panels you can open.
It is relatively small and compact, but you probably can turn it over and you've got tools and stuff so you can open it.
Yeah, I was just seeing if the key might be in there instead.
Ah, clever. No, it's not. But you can open it up. No, I want to see you turn over this body.
Before we turn over the body, is there anything long and thin that we could use as kind of a probe to push it under the body and see if we can detect anything? Like if there was some kind of trigger or something that the body is lying on. Is that worth doing, guys, or did
it's
it just
wait if it isn't?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there was anything...
I was going to do really cautiously and just... Yeah,
okay.
I would have just done it really slowly and just observe any little thing or hear anything that could trigger off a click or something.
Happy to do that.
Be some sort of weight.
Moving to a safe distance.
There's no real skill here. I'm just you guys. You give me so many great ideas, which are actually nowhere in the scenario. But I like the ideas you're giving me. So let's have a quick look what you can do here. To just check whether there's anything there. So whoever you said, Razak, you were having a really close look. Can you do me an observation roll, please?
Okay.
And I'll let you, sorry, I should have said that before that. I'll let you roll 2 extra for the assist from the other people who are also looking carefully. So 2 d6 extra, and then you can still push if you need to afterwards.
So do you mean, okay, let me
just 2 d6 right now, just 2 extra from the bottom there. Okay, so far, you're not sure, but you may want to push this.
Okay, I'll push then. Yeah, I'll push. So, pray to the icons. Now I'll have 2 extra dice to this
I'll
one.
do the 2 extra. Yeah.
Come on, give me.
Give me 2. Give me 2.
I
2
think I rolled
successes.
it tonight.
Oh, 1 more. All right. So,
Yeah.
as you start lifting
2
his
successes
body,
in total.
you do see that there is a thin line attached to it. It's like almost like a fishing line that seems to be attached to it, and it's leading towards those tea boxes.
Oh. Okay, I will immediately stop, and I'll, without moving, I will quickly say to the others, "There's a small wire leading to those tea boxes.
Tell you
Can you see
something
it?"
else,
And I'll
though.
point it out.
You also saw that underneath that body, there is a tabula. There's a communication device, like a tablet, essentially. Tablet computer. But to really get to it, you would probably have to move that body a bit further. Actually fell onto it.
So that could then trigger. Is this line taut?
It is moving swiftly, yeah. So as soon as you start moving the body, the line starts tightening, yeah.
Okay.
You want to follow
Maybe we
it?
need to cut the line. I'm just wondering if it's taut. It's.
Sorry, just to check.
Oh, Martin.
Do we actually have visibility on this? Has he lifted it up just enough that we can see it, but
He
we can't
spotted
reach
it.
in to grab it? Or is
spotted
it
it.
just,
So you think that with his assistance pointing to it and a good strong light, you can probably follow it.
Right, okay.
But it was lying flush on the floor earlier.
Well, if it's lying flush on the floor and if we lift the body up, it goes tauter, why don't we just put the body back down so that the wire is left as it was originally, and then somebody just steps on it so that it can't move?
Or we just cut the wire.
Yeah, we don't know what might happen though. If
Because
it's
if it's being held taut.
yeah,
I'm thinking you move the body and it's going to tug the wire and trigger something.
You think that's more likely than it being so tight that if you snip it, that it will spring and release something. You think it's meant to basically pull something, and that pulling triggers it. So cutting it might be absolutely fine.
Yeah, I think we cut it. Yeah, let's cut it.
Okay. You give it a snip, it just falls down to the floor and lies on the floor.
Okay. And now cautiously return to the body and slowly lift it.
You can see that this young lady has been shot from the back, and she's got an exit wound on her forehead, so through the head from the back. But underneath her, buried almost like she was clutching it to her chest, you see a tablet. Maybe she was actually currently using it when she was shot down and just collapsed onto it. So what are you going to do with it? Going to pick it up?
Where does the wire go?
The wire goes towards
does the wire go to the tablet?
It goes towards a pile of tea boxes, not towards the.
But in terms of the body end, what was it attached to?
It was attached to her sleeve, essentially.
Oh, okay.
So likely put there after she got bumped off.
Very likely, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Quick checker down for keys.
All right. She has a key, but you don't think it's the key for the safe. Doesn't look like it's the right sort of key.
Okay, it's probably the key just for the back door and the front door. Okay, let's have a look at the tablet. Let's see if we can turn it on and see what it contains.
The tablet. You can open it. It does come up, and it basically says that you need to log on. The communicator there. I can't even tell you what she's wearing. She's wearing a simple black camise with floral patterns and a yellow shawl. And as you turn her over, you see that she's got two thin lines running from her forehead to the cheeks.
That rings a bell.
To toot in.
Can I make a culture roll to see if I can identify that? It sounds vaguely familiar.
Does it?
Yeah, I don't know where. Maybe I'm thinking of an entirely different game.
Do me a
I'm
quick
sure
culture roll, and in the meantime, while you do that, I'll see whether I can find out why I should remember this, because I don't.
Well,
I'm sure.
it sounds vaguely familiar, but I may be thinking of a completely different game.
No, you're right.
I don't know.
It does sound familiar to me as well. But the problem is...
No, nothing on culture.
Good, I'm safe. Thank you. The problem is, I know I've read it somewhere, but she is not a full NPC, because she's dead by the time you find her. So it's actually fine. It's not in the write-up of the NPCs here, my little bit. Alright, so... You know it has got some significance, but just like your GM, you don't know what significance. Right. So.
Do you need a data gem, do you think?
Yeah, probably. But data gem would be good to do this.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, there we go.
That's what we call competent today. This. Well done. So you managed to, with your little hacking tool, you managed to actually unlock it. It was basically, the password was 1234. And you see that there is some messages. And the key one you see is a message sent to somebody called Tupra. And back and forth. It seems to be going back and forth a little bit. But the last message from Tupra says, Niobe, leave the souk as soon as possible. Hide. Let's meet in the usual place. And there was a response to it from this lady, you reckon, Niobe, saying, I can't leave yet. We are still waiting for payment from Dol Kassar. So I'm going to put that name in the chat.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you say Tupra or Tubra?
Tubra.
Ah, because his name is mentioned on the invoice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Tubra Gatan, brackets for Niobe Hassan.
And this must be Niobe in front of you.
And also the Dol Quasar could be cute.
Could be.
Is Dol lowercase because it's a...
It's a
Is there a
title.
reason behind it?
It's basically a title
Okay.
of nobility. So Kassar is the actual name, and Dol is a title of nobility.
Do we want to check to see? Do we want to check that booby trap?
Do you want to check what? Sorry?
I don't know if we want to check that booby trap. I mean, basically,
we want to check if we...
I mean, basically,
we
we
want to
always...
find a key though first, don't we? That's the thing.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, we always like to scrounge explosives. So.
Yeah,
So you
that's
want to
a
follow
very good
along?
idea.
Okay.
But I think we probably want to try and find a key first, because if we set that booby trap off, then we're not going to find a key.
Very clever. Very clever. You've done that before, I can tell. Right, you frisk this place and you just cannot find the key to this.
Somebody could be on. It could be on somebody's person that isn't here.
Yeah, you don't know. Where's the boss? Yeah, where's the Hassam guy himself?
Well, this is Niobe Hassan, so
Yeah, could be, but there might be somebody else. You don't know.
yep.
I can tell you though. The icons tell you that whatever's in the safe is not absolutely essential. Because you just have it. 2 more clues. You just got them.
Yeah, but we really want to be in the safe.
Of course you would, but you can come back to it. Unless you blow the place up. But the safe keeps things safe.
Things that we
right?
may not get the opportunity to come back. Because once the authorities get here, this place may be locked down.
Maybe. That's possible.
I mean, if the authorities don't, scroungers could get in here. Once they find it's out of business.
Yeah. Can I try to pick the lock then? Because I haven't tried that yet. All I've worked on a combination.
Yeah, you can try and pick the lock.
Can anyone else assist with that?
Is that going to be it?
With this one, I don't think you can assist with this one now. Because it's just one person and his fingertips. If you, Aaron, you've got some tools with you. You have got some tools with you, Aaron, don't you?
I do have some tools. I just don't know if they're necessarily particularly effective at this point in time.
You probably have something that is good enough to poke around in there. So it's not a lockpick, but something. So I'll give you +1 for Kit.
Okay.
If you let him borrow your tools.
Yeah, I'll want it back or its equivalent.
He's my buddy, he's going to let me. we need to pick up a set of these. Okay, so +1, yeah?
Yeah, +1. Okay. Eventually, you have to poke about a bit, and you poke this way and that way, and eventually it goes click. And it opens up. And you see in there some money, especially money of various. There's tags with money on, and there's money. And I reckon total is going to be about, how much shall we say, 1,000 bear.
Oh, that's more than I've ever had, I think.
1,000 bear.
Oh, money.
What else can I tell you? What is in there? Let's see, meeting it has some. Got that. There is something mentioning a note that they're expecting further money from this guy. So you've got a first name now, Leot Volkasar.
Okay.
That he still owes them. And you get the impression that this is something to do with slave dealing.
Ooh. Dirty money.
How much is owed? What sort of money are we talking about here?
We're talking about another 800 or so. And
so not big money in the big scheme of things, then.
And it mentions again, I'll just put the name again because it's off the screen right now. It mentions again that the person to inspect the goods before payment is this person here, Jar Jar Duga. So that's basically, there's a little bit of extra information that you can glean from what you find in the safe. All right. So, are you ready to follow that wire? Come on, we need to move this on a bit.
Yes, let's follow that wire.
Okay, you carefully follow this without pulling it too hard, of course. And amongst some of the boxes you haven't actually moved yet, do you think that there is a little container of some sort, which looks like it might be an incendiary device, something that would start a fire as soon as somebody turned over that body?
New toys for Aaron.
They maybe hold ammonia or something.
Let's have a look at disarming this thing, shall we?
Yeah, do me quick technology or infiltration, whichever you prefer.
Oh, definitely technology.
I'll let my buddy have a go here.
And you step back a bit, yeah?
Can I assist with technology?
If he needs a hand, I'll give him a hand.
You can help. Pass the right tools over and stuff.
Everyone helps. I've got tools +3.
I can help
you. Look at that. Well done. So you find the little switch and you basically put a little bit of sticky tape over it so it can't actually go off. But you still wouldn't want, this is quite highly combustible, so you don't really want to carry this around for too long.
No, thinking about it, I probably don't want to carry this around at all. If you guys want to carry it around, absolutely fine. But I don't want this anywhere near my very expensive toolkit. Thank you very much.
You could probably take the what is it called? The accelerant out, leave it behind, and you still would have the mechanism.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah,
You had
yeah,
two
no, that's a good
successes,
point.
so that you can do that. But basically leaving the accelerant behind, because that's the dangerous stuff. The rest is just the mechanism. So you can,
yeah.
at some point, you can install your own payload to it. So, are you getting out of there now?
Unless anyone else, unless
so,
you
yeah.
guys have got something else that you need to do in here.
Okay. So, shall we just say
take some tea with us.
take some tea? Okay.
Yeah, a drink later.
Take some tea. Okay. All good. All good. You can take tea. Shall we just say that you're joining the others in their little shisha bar?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So,
Have we searched the other body? I don't think we had we?
you had when you came in.
We
Did we? I thought we just verified he was dead.
Relatively superficially, you looked at him for identifying marks and has he got any tablets and so on him.
Yep,
The only
okay.
thing that you noticed about him, he had some silver rings, big silver rings on his fingers.
And somehow we found out he was a eunuch. I don't recall actually checking his underpants.
You didn't even need to check because Khalil just knew by the way this guy had a slightly chubby look, etc. And yeah, maybe it was because of lack of Adam's apple or something, but you noticed basically what he was, that he was a eunuch.
Mm.
Unless you
Lovely.
checked his underpants, it's possible. Don't want to preclude that.
Well, some people hide things down there.
Yeah,
It must be
identify
really,
him
it
on-
must be
Clearly,
really
he may have
tough.
had space down there to hide something.
It's really tough in this culture. It looks like you put on weight. Have you had a snip? No, it's just too many pizzas. Come on.
Yeah, could happen. All right, so you're joining each other and you can bring each other back to speed. And I hope that Mark and Sue are still with us.
We're here.
Good. So, what have you found so far, and what are your next tracks?
Oh,
And it is-
when
it
we
is-
exit, we'll make sure that the door looks like it's locked and stuff. Minimise any trace that we were there.
the key was a keypad, as I said. Yeah, but if anybody wants to try out the key that you found on Niobe, was actually the one for the storage door.
Okay.
Yeah, for the warehouse door.
Gotcha. Okay. Mm-hmm.
The other one is the main
And
door is
that was
very
the
easy
exit
to
to the
open from the
warehouse, yeah, the
outside,
exit.
sorry, from the inside, and it just snaps shut behind you
And locks.
and locks.
Right, okay, cool.
Okay, so you come back in. You can bring each other up to speed. It is probably around 11 o'clock at night now for you guys, so it's getting really like a long day. It's feeling like a very long day and somewhat traumatic for some of you, but some of you have been chilling a little bit. As you
Locks
reach-
was at 7.
So, what are you going to do? What do you want to compare notes? Do you want to make some plans?
Right.
Yeah, well, it's quite clear what's been happening, isn't it? Around someone's trying to remove all evidence of the Hassam organisation, but of Hassam, we don't know. This person is still at large somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
maybe keeping a low profile, because chances are he will probably be aware that he's been hunted down. Unless, of course, he's the one who's decided to wipe out all of his staff.
Well, given that one of the dead people has the same surname as the company, you'd think that's maybe a family business, so that would be really cold.
I might be. I'm just showing you again the message you found on the drop pod at the time. That might just fit in nicely now.
Hmm.
Ah,
Yeah, so this could all
You know-
be from this S, can it?
I feel obliged and reminded all transcript of guiding our business must be destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically they're saying kill them and we missed it.
Did we? Well, I thought it was pretty obvious, but Yep, looks like they're tidying up after themselves in an extremist fashion as possible. So where do we go from here?
Yeah, good question.
Is it down to the lake, I fear?
You need to find Tubra, don't you?
Oh,
So
Yeah.
just to, you may want to take
We
good
haven't
note of
found
this.
it.
But the let me just find this in this book. The message between the two that went back and forth was basically that Tubra said to Niobe, "Come into hiding, meet you in the usual place."
oh.
And Niobe responding back, "I'm still waiting for payments. I can't quite come yet. I'll come later."
Can I try to sort of leverage my background, mingle with the sort of poor side of society and see if there's
can.
word on the street of what's going on?
You can. And the Oporium,
What the undercover is?
where Tahir and Saya are sitting right now, is a pretty good place for that. That's a sort of hangout where you would actually find that sort of person. So, do you want to approach somebody?
Yeah. Try to judge him as well as I can. I do have a talent without giving you loads of darkness points. I'm probably quite good at sort of judging people
I'm up to
based on the
11
talent
right
I've got
now.
in my background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to give you more darkness points, but I do have judge of character, so I'm trying to leverage my kind of natural skill there to see if I can judge someone who may be trustworthy to ask the question.
You basically spend some time striking up conversations, and these people were in the Oporium. Some of them are a little bit worse for wear, but some of them are very relaxed and happy to talk. So if you do me manipulation with +2, and then I'll see how many successes you get, how much I give you.
Oh, manipulation.
Yeah, and I do want to not be skimpy on information. I want to be generous with information today. So roll well.
Yeah, okay. I'm not such an...
Okay,
I
that's
got
one
8
so far.
successes. That's not too
That's one.
bad.
Okay, I'll give you some. That's fine. So, you all actually, if you want to spend some more time chatting to people, can pick up some information. So here, for example, with a little bit of guided questioning, that the poor Hassam crew, especially Tubra's crew, seems to have lost some of their stevedores. They must have some rotten luck recently. Yeah, there were accidents and people have seemed disappeared, and some people were caught in a fire in the warehouse and were just being buried this very night in the temple. And there were some strangers who were taking an active interest, wondering why. There is talk about some stasis pods being sold on the market by the Hassams. And some other people saying, "Oh yeah, and have you heard? Yeah, so and so's offering some ammonium containers. If you're looking for something like that." What else can we say? You hear somebody talking about that the plantation owners up the river seem to have real trouble with the local uprising. And
Welcome.
that the rebels seem to be on the move, and how long will it be before they come here? And should we flee? Should we hide our stuff? Or will the Nestera Defense Force crack down on them and chuck them out? Seems to be a bit split, that decision, which way it's going to go.
Well, given that our friends, the rebels,
any-
had a mortal attack, which is like a fireworks show, I don't think there'll be much of a problem for security around here.
No, good point. Any Hassam crew still about? If they've all sort of been disappearing, and they're only hiding out somewhere.
Right.
Happy to throw a little bit of sort of bribery money around if that helps.
Yeah, they haven't been seen recently, like since the day before yesterday. You might be able to sometimes hang around at Shamud's Fight Club. Yeah, you might go there. I'll put that in the chat for you.
Obviously not a member, we'd never have spoken about it.
Yeah, it's actually a pit dog fighting club.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shamut's Fight Club. Yeah, you might be able to find them there. They sometimes bet on money there.
And what about this Tuba? Tuba was the leader of them, was the leader of some of the stevedores, yeah?
Tuba is basically like a forewoman. So she has a crew of stevedores, and she often gets hired by people because she's got really good connections and she manages the work well and makes sure that everything gets done.
So she gets hired a lot, and she's very popular for this. Then there must be an easy way for us to find her or hire her.
Yeah, usually. You just go to Penny Square and ask for her, and then or down the docks you ask for her. But yeah, if she's not around, she's not around.
Ooh.
Yeah, and she has a phone number.
Oh, good.
A communicator number.
Oh.
Which with one success, yeah. Oh, hello, cat. I'll give you that as well. You can have it. But as you try it, there's no answer. It just goes to voicemail.
Yeah, she's like lying low, isn't she? She's lying very low because she probably knows she's being hunted.
Probably, yeah.
Hmm.
All right.
Okay, so we've got someone we can check out. When does the Fight Club run? Is it every evening?
It's normally starts at about 6 in the evening, yeah, which would give you a whole day tomorrow.
And is it members only, or is it anyone?
It can be a bit tricky to get in. You have to basically convince them that you're a good punter, or you might be introduced by an existing member, but they're hard to come by.
Oh, and yourself? Would you be a member that you could introduce?
No, I can't afford that.
Me and my friends?
I can't afford that.
You can't afford to be a member.
No, I can't afford.
But surely you know someone who is a member. You could introduce us.
I might be able to.
So slide another 10 beer across the table.
If there's a couple more of those, I might be able to.
Yeah, I've come a bit flush recently. Okay, I'll pass him another 10.
Okay. He looks at you, looks at the beer. 20 beer, is it? Or 30 now?
Yeah.
You know what we haven't
20
done
now.
recently, which could come in useful? A friend in every port.
Yeah, you don't.
True, yeah.
Once per session, you know the session is almost over, right? But anyway, he
I know,
looks at the money and just says, "One moment." He goes over, speaks to a girl in another booth. She reaches around her neck, hands something over to him. He's passed half the money onwards to her, and he brings it back, and it's a little icon, like a little talisman of the dancer, which looks roughly carved, and it says, "Here, if you show this at the door, it's like an entrance ticket."
Thank you very much. And buy him another drink.
Yeah. Okay.
Save us a lot of trouble there.
Now he's happy. Right. Looking at the time, is there anything else you definitely still want to do today other than experience?
Well, we either need to decide to go back to a boat, or we need to find somewhere to sleep.
Yeah, you can easily get back to the boat. It's going to be slightly cramped, but you can actually get your bodies lined up. How many of you are there? 5, right?
Yeah.
You can just about do that. Would be cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Unless you want to find somewhere proper to sleep in.
What kind of boat is it? Is it like like a punt or a skiff or something? Or is it a proper full going, multiple decks and all kinds of things?
No, it's not multiple decks, but it's like a river cruiser. So it's got a cabin in the front, basically. Yeah, you step down into it, and there are some seats which you can sleep on, and you can sleep in the middle. And it's got an open bit at the back.
Oh.
So a small river
That's a good
cruiser.
point. Does one of us want to pretend we are two golem? Could come in use at some point.
Whom would you pretend it to? Seeing as his trading partner seems to be dead.
No. Yeah. May not gain us anything. Just a thought.
Just a thought. All right. So we've done that. We've done that. Yeah, I think we made some good progress today. I think we have. Is there anything else you want to do? Otherwise, I'm going to just say take some notes. Make sure you've got some notes. And then I'll just I think I've done this to you before. But you hear in your head a song. Khalil. A verse. As you relax in the smoke of the Orport Inn. Have you seen that bit before? I thought I had displayed it last time, but you can tell me if not.
Doesn't ring any bells, but I have a dreadful memory for lyrics.
It doesn't even rhyme, I mean, seriously. And with that, I think we can close off today. So, let's give you some experience if you would like some.
Yes, please.
So let's have a look. Did you participate? Yes, you did. That's one for everybody. Did you overcome a difficult challenge?
No.
I think so.
Did you put your crew at risk because of a personal problem?
Nope.
Not really. Did you learn something new about yourself or another character? Now, because of the extra little scene we had between Saya and Tahir, I would be willing to give you that.
Oh.
Did you sacrifice or risk something for your PC buddy? Don't know. Did you act in accordance with your icon? Now, I did like how Khalil took the initiative on getting the burial organized.
Sweet.
What do you think? Shall Khalil have an extra point for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else thinking I should have an award or he should have an award? She?
No, I didn't do anything this time.
Oh, you did. You had a nice conversation.
I didn't. Yeah, mine's all about plans and stuff.
Yeah, indeed. And by the way,
my icon's all about taking a risk. I kind of always take risks.
you always do. That's true. Taking a risk would have been like turning over the body without checking for wires first. Things like that.
Sure.
By the way, we do need to at some point soon. We need to get you on a ship because there's now a ship sheet. I have to be careful how you say that. A ship sheet in this game system. So there's a proper character sheet for ships now. Just came out this week.
I saw that. You shared it with everyone, didn't you?
Did I?
Yeah. Did he?
It appeared on my screen.
Yeah.
I was impressed. It was. I was looking at it going, this has got a worn-out computer. Our original ship. Well, that may be where the ship's gone. The bloody AI stole it.
I haven't actually configured the ship. I just made an empty sheet. I didn't think I had shared that with you guys. It was completely empty at this point. No crew.
I saw it. Yeah, it's like the ship had the additional units mod and loads of weapons.
It's possible that that's the other cruise ship. Because we had...
that's the Argyros, isn't it? The one that's already there,
Yeah.
That's been there all along, though, isn't it? That's a ship sheet.
That has been there for a while, yeah. That's the old PDF sheet. But the new one is just an empty one at this point. It's got a funky icon. It's not shared with you yet. But if you want to have a look, I can quickly share that with you. It's empty, though. Don't be too disappointed. But once you actually assign the crew to it and so on, they show up as cards at the bottom with the different positions, and you can have a nice big picture at the front. Yeah, so
I see it.
Gotcha.
No, not seeing anything either.
It's under crew.
Yeah, I can
That's a
see
bit
that.
fancy now, that is.
It happens when I click on it.
Okay.
Also, it's not letting me change the number of XP I have.
Oh, that's not
Is it
fair.
because the game's paused?
No, the game shouldn't be paused. I unpaused it ages ago, I thought.
I can see the swirly thing. I'll try reloading the screen.
Because I can't see the swirly thing, but I haven't been able to see you in game for yonks.
Yeah, I've been there the whole time.
The game crashed, love, so that we might need to go back in.
Yeah, you're not showing in the game. You're not. So
Well, I'm not in there now because I'm.
No, you haven't been for Youngs. Really,
Yeah.
since our
As
tea.
far as I've been concerned, I could see it the whole time.
Oh, good. Anyway, I'll.
There we go, we're
Oh, that's
back.
annoying.